Richard. Oh, wow.
The thing is, bro, like, I know that Will Smith slapping Chris Rock was just disrespectful, but again, I don't even think it was the slap that pissed people off. It was the reason behind the slap. It was like a simp sad move on why he did it.
Where you at, Berto?
Today we got the total collapse of Will Smith's career. Recently we just reacted to why Will Smith is the corniest man alive. Now we're gonna get kind of the backstory on leading up to this whole catastrophe. So let's get right into the video. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you guys tap into the Twitch stream. The link to that will be in the description. That's where you at, Berto. Y'all know where to find me. Let's get right to the video. Come on.
Growing up, Will Smith was always one of my favorite actors and artists. I mean, to this day, the Men in Black movies are some of my personal favorites. He had a positive, kid-friendly vibe that from my point of view was great. But nowadays, it seems like everyone hates Will Smith for a variety of reasons. Whether it's because of his weak response to his wife cheating on him seemingly selling out, or when he slapped Chris Rock, or just him putting...
I feel like, off the rip, what really fucked Will Smith up is his wife, bruh. He allowed his wife to disrespect him in ways that no man should ever be disrespected by their wife.
Out corny music, it just seems like everyone hates Will Smith now, and the more he tries to fix it, the worse it gets. Lately, it seems like Will Smith has been on a giant PR run over the last couple of years to get everyone to like him again. But like I said, the harder he tries, the worse it gets. For example, recently he put out a...
Wasn't his wife in love with Tupac? Bro, it's not even that fact that she was in love with Tupac. It's the fact that she literally will get in an interview and be like, yeah, I miss Tupac. Tupac is better. Tupac dicks me down better. I wish if I could trade Will Smith for Tupac, I'd do it right now. She'll get in an interview and say shit like that, and Will Smith will be like, Yup, I wish I could be him. It's like, what the fuck?
Single to some very poor reception. It had been like 20 years since he released his own solo music, and his comeback album was pretty weak, but this new song is something else.
I like pretty girls.
The song has a pretty rough like to dislike ratio and has been getting torn apart by fans. The video has comments like, this is hands down got to be the most elaborate way of coming out I've ever seen. Others said things like, Guantanamo has a new banger for the playlist. Some people were even calling this a humiliation ritual. Other fans on a Will Smith forum really nailed what's going on here, saying, I get what he's trying to do. It's a song made for TikTok and social media. He's trying to stay relevant. He's riding trends. It doesn't appeal to the old school hip hop heads like most of us. We're all hoping he'll get back in the lab with Jeff, but he's just having fun and trying things. The only problem is, it isn't working. Most of Will's problems began when he slapped Chris Rock live at the Oscars in front of a huge crowd of fellow celebrities back in 2022.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
Welcome to the stream, funny.
Hey, I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow.
The thing is, bro, like, I know that Will Smith slapping Chris Rock was just disrespectful as fuck. But again, I don't even think it was the slap that pissed people off. It was the reason behind the slap. It was like a simp ass move on why he did it.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going
The cringe.
to, okay?
The entire internet freaked out on Will, with fans saying things like, everyone would have forgotten that joke in 15 seconds, but Will just made sure everyone remembers it forever. The moment when Will sat down and kept shouting was more awkward than the slap itself. He was upset because his wife Jada has alopecia, which is a condition that caused her to have to shave her head. Will quickly apologized.
Who were some black actors you looked up to when you were younger? Honestly, Will Smith was one of them, bro. Like, I think I said in the last Will Smith video, I genuinely loved Will Smith, bro. Like, I loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I Am Legend, bro, Pursuit of Happiness. Like, I can really go on forever about how much movies this guy was just in movies and shit that this guy was like, yo, this nigga can't do no wrong, bro. I feel like at one point, Will Smith was loved by everyone. Like, he was one of those celebrities where, like, nobody hated him. And then his wife just started opening her fucking mouth. Denzel Washington's a GOAT. Morgan Freeman, Samuel Jackson. Like, nah, for sure. Like, all those guys are dope. But, like, I'm just genuinely speaking, bro. Like, I was for sure a Will Smith fan, bro. Wayne Brothers, yeah. We definitely got a lot of GOATs. Chris Rock, I mean, the irony, he just got slapped like shit. But you know what I'm saying.
Apologize for this, but it led to multiple film projects he was working on being put on hold or canceled. I think the new Bad Boys movie is the only project he's put out since that incident. This was an extremely big deal, and it resulted in Will taking a hiatus. But ever since he's come back to the public eye, it seems like he's doing everything and anything he can do to repair his image. First, he announced that he was coming back to film and music, saying that he was going to release a collab album with Joyner Lucas. Joyner Lucas is already a rapper that many regard as corny, so I don't know if that was the best move. And throughout his career, people have also called Will corny, but because he was so loved by the public and just had the perfect image.
Man in Black, like, bro, this nigga really had so many legacy act movies, bro. And he really made his wife come in and just ruin his public image, bro. It's crazy. The only thing Will Smith can do to repair his career right now, unfortunately, and I'm not like, at the end of the day, I'm not ever really going to promote the idea of like tearing up a family, but he got to leave his wife, bro. I'm not saying he should on a personal level, but if we're talking about career, that's the only way he's going to get respect. Disown his wife, divorce her, and talk shit about her online. I'm not saying that's like the morally correct answer, but if we're just talking career, that's the only thing that's going to get some respect back, bro.
Had not mattered, at least until now. He also posted a couple of ads for this zombie game on his YouTube, which was pretty strange considering how much money he's made throughout his career. So I don't know why he did an ad like this. They must have paid him an insane amount of money.
Looks like you made it through the apocalypse. Welcome. Now, if you want to stay alive, here's what you need to know. And pay attention, because trust me, you need this way more than me.
Unsurprisingly though, the game flopped pretty hard. Regardless, Will Smith started popping up everywhere. Whether it was doing interviews, freestyles, or preparing for the rollout of his upcoming album, he then announced that he was putting out his first single in 20 years. On top of tons of interviews, he also put out a freestyle with Lyrical Lemonade that didn't quite get the reception I think he was hoping for.
People ask me how I do it. I just bite off more than I can chew.
Then I chew it. Nigga, what?
Then I chew it. Yeah, y'all jokers thought I blew it. I pulled the pin out the grenade on purpose when I threw it. And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'm
an actor. Oh my God. This nigga tweaked, bro. My bad, bro. I'm messing up the punchlines. Let's run that back.
Y'all jokers thought I blew it. I pulled the pin out the grenade on purpose when I threw it. And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
The freestyle had comments like, he rapped like an undercover cop, or I pulled the pin out of the grenade on purpose when I threw it. Yeah, bro, that's how grenades work. On the bright side though,
this nigga really started rapping in sentences, bruh. I walked across the street and I got the mail. There was mail in the mailbox. I looked up in the sky. There was a sun in it. Yeah. What are we doing today? Going outside and playing. Yeah. And I get lots of money because I act for a job. I'm an action star. Yeah. Like, nigga, what the fuck are we doing, bruh?
Charlemagne liked it.
What you doing? Chris. Nah, Chris hating. Chris over there hating. I can't believe you over there hating on your Philly brother, Chris. Yo, Chris, that was fire! That was fucking fire shit!
He even said in an interview about his album that he called Jay-Z and Kendrick Lamar asking for advice since it's been so long since he's made music.
You know, I made 2 phone calls. I talked to Jay and I talked to Kendrick. And I was like, hey, I want to I want to get back in music. And it was like, what's
You did not just clip me and put Berto freestyle. You better put Berto impersonating Will freestyle, please. Don't disrespect me like that.
the advice? And Jay said, like, don't fake your story. And that's where I got the based on a true story from Jay. And Kendrick, he paused, he said, man,
I know,
just say
Sticks,
that
you good.
shit you always been fucking scared to say.
Sorry, mommy. You gotta say sorry, Will. You gotta say sorry.
I mean, that's the Kendrick said that, mommy. I didn't say that. Yeah. And it was like, the same thing. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. And it was like, be honest.
But unfortunately, this advice didn't seem to really help him. Or maybe he just didn't take it. Another really strange thing, though, that he's been doing lately is developing a friendship with KSI, where they've been posting a bunch of YouTube videos. And he's also been collaborating with XQC, which is even more strange.
So you did stuff with XQC.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
So clearly, Will is doing that strategy that a lot of young artists are doing, which is collaborating with influencers or YouTubers or streamers. However, I think a Kai Cenat stream, first of all, would have made more sense and probably done better for him. But either way, he just doesn't quite appeal to these younger audiences the way that a lot of these other artists do. He doesn't really have that chemistry with these guys. Regardless, though, like I said, it's obvious he's been on a huge PR run lately. I mean, there's probably like 50 interviews he's done in the last 3 months, and it all just seems so forced. Which brings us back to his latest track, Pretty Girls. This song, with his current public perception, his age, and the type of stuff music fans are listening to these days, it couldn't have backfired harder.
Will Smith is how old?
57.
The stimulus plan that you naming is not working today for 50-however-year-old Will Smith. I don't think this is a bad song, but we can't pump this up like this is about to do something.
Even before this song, his other tracks that he put out recently are also very defensive of the status of his career. His album Based on a True Story came out in March of 2025 with a few big name features, but it failed the chart. And some of the tracks off that album seem very self-aware of where his career is at. Like the song Barbershop Day that says things like, who the fuck Will Smith think he is? And that boy damn crazy how he raising them kids. Bottom line, y'all, Will Smith is whack. Him and Jada both crazy. What you talking about? And there are plenty of other people that feel this way.
When I look at all these interviews he's doing lately and consider it alongside this recent album cycle, which feels a bit defensive in songs like Interior Barbershop, and trying to remind us all what we liked about him with Pretty Girls, which, let's be honest, feels like a past its sell-by date holdover from his...
Even the goddamn fucking dancing that he's doing, bruh. Just leave the dancing to the fucking dancers in the back. Why are you doing all this? Like, what? There is no reason why Will Smith, other than in a movie, should be making moves like this. Well, we can't justify this, bro. This is not dope.
His Fresh Prince persona. It paints a picture, at least to me, of an artist that's trying to figure out where he fits into this current landscape.
I mean, these songs really demonstrate Will's insecurities with all of the public scrutiny he's gotten, which is why everyone thinks that all of these songs, interviews, freestyles, and appearances are all just fake. Simply,
bro, he needs to disappear for like 3 years, bro. He needs to disappear for like 3 years, make people miss him, divorce his wife. Oh, shit. And then come back with like the best movie ever. I think I said this in the last video. I Am Legend 2. This is your chance to get back in the spotlight, Will. Hit my phone, bro. And for a good price, you know, Big Bert don't just give out advice for free. I need that money on. But here's just a little tip. This is what you do. You disappear 3 years. Don't say a word. No social media presence at all. Divorce your wife. Then the PR. Have a PR run of Will Smith divorces his wife. And then right before you're going to drop I Am Legend 2, post one singular picture on Instagram that subtly disses your wife. Then everyone's gonna be like, oh shit, Will Smith talking that shit. And then next day, I Am Legend 2 drops out and it breaks the box office record. I'm telling you, now everybody loves you again. And just delete them songs. Like, go in the back end and delete all them fucking corny ass songs. I mean, people are gonna be like, damn, you deleted it, but you divorcing your wife and a good ass movie will overshadow that. I promise you, and then you gonna be a legend again. Hence, I am legend too. Come on, bro. That's your way back in the game, brother.
PR moves to win the public back over. And maybe I'm biased because I like Will Smith. I think he's cool and he's doing a lot of what he's already done throughout his career. But there are some very understandable and underlying reasons as to why people are taking it differently this time.
Appreciate the follow.
And why people just don't like him as much in general. And it also didn't just start with him slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. It runs a lot deeper than that. And to truly
Hopefully
understand
soon,
why
Grandpa.
Will is forcing it so hard
We
with
talking,
this PR
though.
run, these interviews, and this music, we have to understand him a little bit better. Will actually got his early public recognition from hip-hop. His music career started alongside his duo DJ Jazzy Jeff. Their hip-hop duo, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, ended up going on a pretty hot run. From 1985 to 1994, they put out 5 studio albums, which all had 5 Billboard Hot 100 Top 20 singles. Along with this, Will also went on to have a bit of a solo career in music as well.
It's his ego. It won't work. Nah, I agree. If this nigga hasn't divorced his wife at this point, nothing will make him divorce his wife, bro. And again, as a man, the only respect that I can say I have is just a nigga that is really going against everything. And it's like, yo, I don't want to rip my family apart. You know? So it's like, as a man, I can respect that. I can respect that just like against all the odds. It's like, yo, I've made enough money. I got enough millions. I'm set for life, regardless of what y'all say. I don't want to rip my family apart. Period. Don't care. I'm sticking it through. And, you know, through that lens, I can respect it. But again, we're having 2 separate conversations here. We talk about career, legacy, and respect. You've lost it, bro.
Well, releasing 4 albums from 1997 to 2005, with his last project, Lost and Found, creating 2 US #1 hit singles. Throughout his recording career, it might shock you to find out that he's actually won 4 Grammy Awards and was nominated for another 4, which he didn't end up getting.
It doesn't shock me, bro. This nigga was winning at life for a long time.
What's even crazier is that him and DJ Jazzy Jeff were the first to ever win a Grammy for Best Rap Performance for their 1989 song Parents Just Don't Understand. But an interesting factor that played a role in his success was the fact that he never swore in his music. Will really had this family-friendly, positive, PG-13 vibe that was perfect for everyone to listen to. He made goofy songs that had cool stories, and they were just fun to listen to. Will even mentioned this in his song Freakin' It with the line, "Mr. Clean, yet the fact remain. Got girls that don't speak English screaming my name. All you rappers yelling about who you put in a hearse, do me a favor, write 1 verse without a curse." This comment was at the 1999 MTV VMAs, which really upset some other rap artists.
I want to say to all my fans out there, I never killed nobody in none of my records. I don't use no profanity in none of my records, and still I managed to get up here. Peace.
Again, bro, like me, I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. I love degenerate music. Let's just keep it a stack. A lot of us do, right? We listen to the degenerate bullshit. But, you know, it's only corny because he's doing corny ass shit now, right? But it's like, we gotta like respect this though. I'm not gonna say that I want more of this because I love the bullshit. You know, a little bit of bullshit's good. Sometimes you need a little bit of bullshit in your life. It adds some spice. But for a nigga to have the success and do X, Y, and Z that he's done without having to kill and rob, without having to, you know, cheat and lie and do a whole bunch of bullshit, it's like, as a black man, I mean, bro, you can call it corny all you want, but that kind of be the problem with, honestly, what we struggle with in black, you know, in black culture, period. We claim everything that is good for society corny. And then all the degenerate bullshit that we do, we hype that up to be cool. And honestly, that's dumb as fuck. It's dumb as fuck. But hey, again, I'm a hypocrite. You know. I'm part of the bullshit. I love the bullshit. I like to hear the bullshit. I don't really want to listen to the ABC raps and shit. That's not me. But I'm also, you know, not gonna be ignorant and say that this is wrong. I'm looking at this. I don't think this is wrong.
Will's lines in Freakin' It and I'm Comin' likely played a role in angering some, but it was the end of his 1999 speech which really upset Eminem, who took it all as disrespect. That's why Eminem said in his song The Real Slim
Happy
Shady,
to have you
Will
here,
Smith
man.
don't gotta cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do, so f him and f you too. Eminem also further acknowledged the diss during an MTV special.
If I want to diss somebody, then I...
You can make vulgar music that still has meaning and depth. No, 100%. I'm not saying that you can't. I was just saying that, like, I can respect somebody to make that got to the heights of success in music as he did without having to make vulgar music. Because again, the vast majority of us, we don't even like non-vulgar music. That's what I'm trying to say.
diss him. I just come out and say, Will Smith. And he dissed the whole gender of rap. He dissed gangster rap music. I respect him for saying his opinion, but not everybody is as happy as Will Smith. So if he sees life, you know, about birds and bees and wants to rap about flowers, then let him rap about birds and bees and flowers. But don't diss nobody else. And I felt like he was taking a stab at me and Dre and anybody who uses profanity on a record to express themselves. If you feel strong enough about something, then you might put a, you know, a little before you say exactly what you're saying.
Then 5 years later, Will responded with a verse on his song Mr. Nice Guy saying, "Dissed by Eminem, but did it bother him? Yup, but he classy. Big Will just get another 20 mil, walk right past E. I'm a nice guy, why y'all harassing me?" This feud goes to show that while Will Smith was highly revered in rap, there were those that had their problems with him and even viewed his raps as corny. Also, of course, while his rap career was very successful, his acting career was arguably leagues ahead. That's because he appeared in multiple classics like the TV show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and movies like Bad Boys, The Pursuit of Happiness, Men in Black, I Am Legend, Shark Tale, and many more. On Fresh Prince, Will played a fictionalized version of himself, and for this role, he even ended up being nominated for a Golden Globe, which, if you ask me, simultaneously winning awards in a rap career and an acting career and being like one of the GOATs of both is really impressive. Like, even
Yellow said Will was always a lame, rich, famous, and lame. I mean, that's an opinion. That's a strong one for sure. You know, again, I didn't necessarily grow up thinking Will was lame, in my personal opinion, but he's definitely moving like one now.
if you're not a huge movie fan, I'm sure most people watching have their favorite Will Smith movie, which you can't say about a lot of actors. Across acting and music, Will has won 25 major awards and was nominated for 75. And the main reason for this was because Will Smith had crafted the perfect, lovable, family-friendly, and charismatic personality that was absolutely perfect for the entertainment industry. Unfortunately, though, this would not last forever. Acting and music were not the only places that Will succeeded in. He was also known to be quite the family man. In a time where celebrity marriages felt like they ended as soon as they started, the Smiths always stood out. Jada and Will went public with their relationship back in 1995 and got married in 1997, after meeting a few years before on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. At this point, Jada was already also a successful actor, so when the two bonded, a power couple was born. In 1998, they had their son Jaden, and 2 years later, they had their daughter Willow. And Will also had another kid named Trey with someone else. However, both Jaden and Willow quickly...
I love how they just glossed over that as the family man, because again, it's like Will was known as the family man, but I'm pretty sure he did have another wife, right? Or at the very least another girlfriend. I think it was a wife. Somebody in the comments or chat correct me if I'm wrong.
We followed in their parents' footsteps, starring alongside their father in multiple projects. For Jaden, you might recognize seeing a young version of him in The Pursuit of Happiness, and for Willow,
Facts, wasn't it an affair?
Legend. However, it wasn't just acting either. Jaden and Willow also both got into music as well, with the two reaching pretty decent levels of success. From the outside, it all kind of seemed like this was the perfect star-filled family, especially compared to the typical Hollywood burnouts and scandal-filled family lives. Will and Jada were included in a lot of power couple lists, and it just seemed like the perfect Hollywood marriage. However, it was not all perfect. In 2013, rumors began to swirl about some potential trouble in paradise. Some rumors started going around where fans speculated that Will and Jada had an open marriage. A big part of what started this...
Nah, Jaden Smith is an underrated artist. I used to listen to a lot of his music, but then again, he's just started doing weird shit. You know, again, I'm not the type of person where it's like, oh, you know, how do I say it? I'm the type of person where I can separate the artist from the music a lot of times, but then certain shit just start rubbing me the wrong way where it's like, I don't know if I can listen to that the same though, you know? Jaden Smith has done some weird shit, and I really haven't been listening to his music as much as after seeing certain shit, bruh.
Rumor was when Jada said to HuffPost Live, "I've always told Will, you can do whatever you want as long as you can look yourself in the mirror and be okay. Because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. I'm here as his partner, but he is his own man. He has to decide who he wants to be, and that's not for me to do for him, or vice versa." After this, fans started talking, so Jada quickly responded on Facebook saying, "Will and I both can do whatever we want, because we trust each other to do so. This does not mean we have an open relationship. This means we have a grown one." And she didn't
The fuck do you mean by that? We could do whatever we want because we trust each other? What type of confusing ass shit is that? It's like people try to make everything deep. Bitch, are you cheating or what? What?
technically say that they don't have an open relationship, so fans continued going crazy with the rumors. Around this time, another rumor spawned because people were wondering if Will was having an affair with his Focus co-star at the time, Margot Robbie, because of some scandalous pictures of the two that leaked. But they both shot this down pretty quickly, saying they were just having fun. However, the once perfect couple was not entirely out of the woods at this point. In 2015, when the two appeared on Howard Stern together discussing their relationship, people started questioning
I see y'all
Jada
sticks.
again
Appreciate
after
y'all,
she
man.
said, "I'm not
Goats."
the kind of woman that believes that a man's not going to be attracted to other women. It's just not realistic. And just because your man is attracted to another woman doesn't mean he doesn't love you, and it doesn't."
Will Smith is getting cooked, and he doesn't even know it. The thing is, I think he does. I think Will Smith knows exactly what he's doing. He's just accepted his fate.
Mean he's going to act on it. On top of this, 2 months later, Will took his turn jumping on Facebook to address the potential divorce rumors, saying, "Under normal circumstances, I don't usually respond to foolishness because it's contagious, but so many people have extended me their deepest condolences that I figured, what the hell, I can be foolish too. So in the interest of redundant, repetitious, over and over againness, Jada and I are not getting a divorce. I promise you all, if I ever decide to divorce my queen, I swear I'll tell you myself." Then when it finally seemed like they were both going to be okay and it was just rumors, going around on the internet, in
Jada
2016,
couldn't
the
shut
two
her fucking
quietly
mouth.
separated but did not get a divorce. This news didn't actually end up coming out though until 2023 in an interview with the Today Show. And in this interview, Jada said that by 2016, we were just exhausted with trying. I think we were still both kind of stuck in our fantasy of what we thought the other person should be, but we'll go more into this later. In 2017, Will publicly celebrated 20 years of marriage with a long-worded, heartfelt post, which is kind of sad because Jada had just said in an interview regarding them constantly being called swingers, "That's the craziest one. It's constant." And I'm like, yo, I wish. Poor Will Smith, man. Then the following year, Will mentioned that the two don't consider themselves as married anymore, but rather as life partners. And it got way worse after Jada had met the musician.
We don't consider ourselves married anymore. We're just life partners. W script, Will. How much did she pay you to say that? Jesus. You're out of here, Sticks. Much love, bro.
August Alsina. She had mentioned before that
I'ma
he was
try
a
my
dear
best to
family
stream
friend
tomorrow.
who she met in 2015 after he performed with her son Jaden. Then things took a disastrous turn in 2019 when he alluded to having a relationship with Jada in his music video for the song Nunya. At this point, the rumors picked up again and were going crazy. And in 2020, things were officially confirmed by Alsina when he gave some insight on his and Jada's relationship. In an interview with Angela Yee, he spoke about how he gave
Political
years of his
marriage
life to a relationship with Jada. He even said, "I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to..."
Imagine if my wife said that to me. Ain't no way in hell. If my wife said that to me, bro, don't worry. I'm filing the papers myself. Like, what? You got me fucked up.
The transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing. I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. I truly and really, really deeply love and have a ton of love for her. Then the following month is when Jada decided to have Will on her podcast, The Red Table Talk Show, and this was the viral entanglement episode. During the awkward conversation, Jada confirmed that there was in fact a romantic relationship between herself and August Alsina.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think...
Yeah, tell us what you did, Jada. Tell us exactly what you did.
From there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
And then entanglement.
Yes. Yes.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship.
She detailed that the relationship lasted 4.5 years.
Straight to your face, brother. What are we doing? 4 years.
While her and Will were separated, and it came at a point where she wasn't sure if her and Will's relationship would ever continue. They also discussed Alcina's false claims that he talked to Will and got permission, stating that it was just an attempt to clear his name in case people were calling him a homewrecker. Then she basically said that, yeah,
you can see the pain in his eyes,
and now
brother.
I'm back with you, and it's a miracle. But after that train wreck of a media display and yet another weird twist, Will went on a GQ interview muddying the water further. In this, he seemingly tried to cover his own ass a bit, saying that she wasn't the only one hooking up with other people, all while not going into too much detail. Will explained that throughout their long marriage, the two constantly had issues with defining what perfect looked like, and while monogamy was the main choice, it clearly wasn't always the only one. Oh,
What up,
and
Sam?
Jada used to be with Tupac, and that still haunts Will to this day.
Oh my God. I'm surprised they haven't brought that up more here.
Will Smith had spent years, decades, perfecting the perfect PR public image, which was him being a charismatic, lovable, family man, PG-13, family-friendly, all of those things. The drama with Jada, and it wasn't entirely her fault, but it, you know, she kind of sucks. It just completely destroyed this image.
That is the crazy part, right? She's over here digmatized by Tupac for years to come. Bro's been dead for years. 20 plus years, and he never even wanted her. Absolutely sad, man. Disgusting.
Been developing, and as his name had constantly been getting dragged through the mud, we finally come back to the slap. Now personally, I don't even think the slap was that big of a deal. Obviously it was bad, but it just completely ravaged his career in a way that I don't even think was fair. But the reason this happened is because his career has really relied on his image, which had been really hurt by the slap. One fan said on a video about the state of Will's career, the problem is that post-slap you can no longer see him as the cool under pressure, unflappable leading man, the type character he became famous for playing. Another said, Will Smith's whole career was powered solely by his likability. He doesn't have that anymore. On top of that, he slapped Chris Rock for a woman who had drug his name through the mud for like the last decade. But somehow it gets worse. After this incident, an old video that Jada posted resurfaced and had fans feeling a type of way about her.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
No, because she don't just.
Would you say that
Welcome,
she
Grams.
helped us heal
Appreciate
the
you
hurts
joining the
that
Where
we
You At
caused
family.
between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start roll. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot.
And this clip was really sad. I mean, it seemed like...
And Jada posted this? What is like, bro, again, it gets to a point, G. Like, all jokes aside, it gets to a point, G. She don't respect you at all, my nigga. She don't respect you at all. You looked, you in his own home, being recorded, asking me weird ass questions. Like, she don't respect you at all, nigga. And then you literally like, yo, come on, babe. Like, I'm not jacking this. You feeling my energy right now. Don't record me right now. And she doubling down like, nah, nigga. It's my time, and nigga, I'm recording you and you not gonna do shit, nigga. You just gonna look down and answer these questions like this, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Fuck you gonna do about it, nigga? Like, come on, bro. Don't go out like this, bro. You know, again, I ain't gonna tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do. Hey, W1200 followers on Twitch. I appreciate that, man. Hell yeah. But it's like, it gets to a point, bro. It gets to a point. What up?
Will was on the verge of tears. But rather than trying to get Will out of what seemed like a toxic relationship, the internet did what they did best and made fun of him. Everyone clowned on Will Smith for being a weak man and not standing up for himself. Like this tweet that says, Jada got Will looking like he back in the pursuit of happiness. Or this one that says, the Fresh Prince of Despair. Even 50 Cent joined in on clowning Will, DMing him saying, yo, Will, you alright over there? Will responded, yes, I'm cool. Appreciate your concern, my brother. Which, pause real quick, Will was like probably really sad and was really happy that 50 reached out just for this to happen. 50 says, but why she tell you that shit on a show for everybody to see? Will says, we broke up, so she did her and I did me. And then 50 goes, then she said only she can give permission for somebody to blow her back out. To which Will said, fuck you, 50. However,
hey, 50 Cent ain't shit for that.
Some fans do feel bad, saying things like, all the major signs of a broken man controlled and imprisoned by a toxic woman. Or, if he left Jada, it would probably be the best thing not only for his career, but his family and most importantly himself. So him slapping Chris Rock at an awards ceremony for a woman who drug his name through the mud for years, on top of the very obvious PR stuff he's been doing lately, is what has really landed Will Smith in the rough spot that he's in.
And that's where I say it's like, can I feel bad? Maybe I don't feel bad for him, man, but I can sympathize where it's just like, yeah, bro, he's going through it. And maybe he just hasn't come to that realization for himself yet, you know? But it does, it's like I said, it gets to a point. It does get to a point. It's like, damn, nigga, it's staring you right in the face. Like, she don't respect you, brother. She don't respect you. And all the millions, your legacy, everything. It don't matter, bro. She don't respect you. She don't care about none of that. So what you gonna do about it? You know? And maybe it's a money thing too. You know, that's an angle that I haven't heard too many people even step up and say, like, maybe at this point, he's like, bro, I divorced her. She taking half of all my shit. And I don't work too hard. So fuck what y'all got. Fuck what y'all, the public opinion got to say about it. I'm going to just stick this through because I'm going to lose a lot more financially divorcing her. You know, maybe that's an angle, you know, but shit, I don't know, bro. At some point, it's like the money, all that, it ain't worth it, bro. I need my peace and my happiness before anything. That's for sure.
Oh, and apart from Bad Boys, he's had a pretty rough run of movies lately too. Will Smith is still a very iconic, legendary, well-respected actor and musician. His accolades speak for themselves. However, lately he has been tarnishing his legacy for the sake of trying to get the public to like him again and clean up his image, rather than just saying, hey, I'm 56, I'm the GOAT. Who cares that I slapped some guy and that my wife sucks?
Facts. That's what he needs to do. That's another thing. He really can't just come out and say, man, fuck y'all. I think if he just came out and said that, niggas would respect him too. Man, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I still love Will Smith. I still love his movies, and his music's never really been my favorite. You know, I'm a younger guy that's kind of out of my generation. But it's not like the new song he put out, Pretty Girls, is the worst thing ever. The new Bad Boys movie went over well too. I think if he just focuses more on being himself rather than the family-friendly, perfect celebrity he has always tried to portray and stops popping up on every possible platform in the world, he would be a lot happier and fans would respect it more. That's just my opinion though, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
W video, man. Y'all definitely let me know what y'all think. I think he need to get some aura back. He need to step back, just go missing for a little bit. Let the people miss him, bro. Because, again, despite whether you love him, hate him, you do have to admit, bro has put a lot of quality content out over his time, during his time, you know, over the years, bro. And I genuinely think, objectively speaking, again, love him or hate him, the positive stuff that he have brought to the culture outweighs the negative. But right now, he's just doing too much. He's trying too hard. And one thing that a motherfucker will always hate across time, it's always been the case, is somebody that tries too hard. It's always going to be cringe, bro. It's always going to be cringe. So, me personally, I don't really care enough about anybody's life that isn't mine to hate a nigga You know, objectively speaking, I can sit here and clown him and call him a lame and go out tomorrow and watch a good ass movie and be happy. So that's me personally. But I know a lot of people, for whatever reason, you know, they are overly invested in people's lives that they don't even know. So, hey, it is what it is. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, this is the end of the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Join the Twitch streams. The links to that will be in the description. That's Where You At Berto. You guys know where to find me, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm glad.
Where you at, Berto?